Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the insurance scheme, which has been bandied about a lot here in Thailand. We've discussed insurance quite a little bit. We're dealing with, and I want to be clear, we're talking about tourism insurance, not necessarily talking about retiree insurance associated with particularly the OA retirement visa. As we've noted in other videos on this channel, there are some changes going to be occurring, set to be occurring at least, in Q4 of 2022. As we've discussed, insurance requirements are increasing. This video is more about just kind of a broad insurance requirement that has been proposed, and they've kind of gone back and forth on it, but we haven't seen any real finality here yet. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Pattaya Mail, pattayamail.com. Article is titled, "Thai Compulsory Insurance for All Foreigners Threatens Chaos." Quoting directly, "What began 2 years ago as a simple plan to change all visitors 500 baht, then reduced to 300 baht, charge all visitors 500 baht, then reduced to 300 baht, to provide cash to improve tourist facilities, such as repairing monuments or building toilets, has turned into a bureaucratic nightmare, which many politicians say just isn't worth the bother. Part of the fee was said to be reserved for tourist insurance, but the latest announcement restricts cover to 30 days and lists only, quote, accident, riot, terrorism, and natural disasters, unquote, plus a cremation bonus. Most personal disasters such as COVID or inpatient hospitalization for diseases are not covered as common sense dictates with such a small premium. Expats hoping that the initiative would insure them for lifestyle diseases will be disappointed too." Yeah. So this program, we've discussed it in other videos. They've been talking about this, kind of adding on this sort of insurance fee, you know, kind of tacking it in, if you will. It would not be a fee that would be sort of noticed by the average person coming in. It would be kind of built into a ticket price. I have to be honest, I have to agree where it says, has turned into a bureaucratic nightmare which many politicians say just isn't worth the bother. I got to kind of ask, is something like this really worth it at this point? The fact that, I feel the need to talk about it because it could have an impact on travel regulations, immigration rules with respect to inbound folks to Thailand. So it falls under the bailiwick of this channel. That's why I'm talking about it. But I mean, it doesn't seem like it's really worth especially where we're looking at a situation where we've had 2 years of the entire tourism industry, which was a major contributor to GDP, as we've noted in other videos. Depending on the stats you read, somewhere between 18 and 20% of total Thai GDP. And as we've noted in another video, I believe back in January of 2022, that was utterly decimated. And I mean literally decimated. It was 1/10. It went down to 1.8% of GDP, down from like 18% of GDP. So, substantial knock in terms of GDP and to a sector that's a major job providing sector in Thailand. So at the moment, is it really worth, trying to work out some 300 baht a pop, fee, insurance, whatever you want to call it, when really what we should be doing is trying to encourage as much tourism as we possibly can, and which would be beneficial to the country as far as I'm concerned for a broad range of reasons, most notably, obviously the capital inflow into Thailand, but capital inflow in the form of foreign reserves, which that's helpful to the country for a number of different reasons, most notably maintaining the trade deficit or maintaining trade balances where we want them. But on top of that, yeah, there's a lot of folks that have been out of a lot of work the last 2 years, and the return of tourists will have a tremendous positive impact on those folks. So hopefully we will start seeing things turning around, and frankly, I hope maybe these quote-unquote politicians have their way, and maybe we, if nothing else, maybe table this for the moment and come back to it later rather than worry about this at a time when our main worry should be attracting as many tourists to Thailand as we can.